We Are the Ants centers around Henry Jerome Denton, a student at Calypso High. He faces a variety of trials and tribulations in his daily life. Bullies like Marcus and Adrian, his horrible brother Charlie, his mom Eleanor who just gave up on her dreams when Henry's dad left, his grandma who has Alzheimer's. He even has conflict with his friends and in his love life. His past lover Jesse who committed suicide, Audrey who Henry stopped being friends with after Jesse died, Diego, the new kid, who he has all kinds of conflicting feelings for. To top it off, a mysterious group of aliens regularly abduct him for experiments, and one day give him a big decision. Henry has 144 days to decide whether to press a button which will save the world from annihilation, or to not press it and let the world die. Not only does he have to deal with, but he also, in a way, has the weight of the world on his shoulders. And I'm quite fond of it, 8 out of 10. Despite one of this book's plot lines being about alien abduction and the end of the world, the story feels pretty realistic. Henry's home life, for example, really sucks. We see the mental and physical toll that takes on him. His brother takes any opportunity to belittle and harass Henry, and his mom's a mess too. She's not really helping. Henry's grandma Nana can be a handful too, as her Alzheimer's causes issues for the entire household. Hutchinson, the author, treats these real-life issues and more in an upfront manner and with the respect they deserve. The characters also feel like actual people with complex personalities. A lot of the main and important side characters are dynamic, meaning they change in some way by the end of the book, and it's really cool seeing that progression from start to finish. Charlie's a great example of this taking place. At first, he's loud and nasty, and he overall does a lot of harsh and mischievous things in his day-to-day. He starts to improve, however, when it's revealed that, spoiler, he tidies himself up, spoiler, and overall becomes a much better person. Charlie's not perfect, and he still has his flaws, but he really changes for the better as the story goes on, and it makes him a lot more likable. Compared to most representations of aliens, the ones here are actually pretty unique in their design. They also can't speak, and there's this part in one of the first chapters where they try communicating with Henry, and they have to utilize different things to get their point across. It's a great scene, and it introduces the aliens and their plan pretty well. The author also creates an argument both for saving the world and for letting it die. At first, Henry argues that humanity is terrible and that it should die out. He also claims that if humanity somehow restarted, that it may turn out better the second time around. However, both sides of the argument are still viable by the book's terms. It's nice not being told exactly how to think, but presented some interesting viewpoints, while also leaving room for the reader to have their own opinion. Through most of the book, Henry feels conflicted with his feelings towards Diego. Diego's a new kid who joins the school early on in the book, who forms a nice bond with Henry. Henry doesn't know much about him at first, and Diego generally keeps his past under wraps, so it makes sense why Henry would be confused and suspicious of him. And at first, this is a bumpy yet investing story to follow, but the author really stretches it thin by the end. By spoiler, it lost all its luster because it's all stuff we've already seen earlier, or even something we as an audience can just guess with prior knowledge and a little thought. The stuff with Jesse was hit or miss. Henry and whoever else is there to care will go on and on about this kid, why he killed himself, etc. It gets a bit much and it can just feel like filler. For the sake of experiment, I tried counting every page in which Jesse is mentioned, and I found the answer to be 34.37% of this book's pages. That might not seem like a lot until one looks at the numbers. This is a 451 page book, and Jesse populates 155 of those pages. That's really a lot for someone who's dead during the entire book, and is only mentioned through other characters. No book is perfect, so there's no way a book can be a 10 out of 10, hence the no book is perfect stamp. That being said, those are the only two major problems I have with this book. Those in the no book is perfect stamp lower this book to an 8 out of 10. I still recommend this book to anyone looking for a long yet good read. We Are the Ants is a book of eye-opening philosophies, real characters anyone can get invested into, an experience of real-life issues and life lessons a lot of us should hear. Also aliens if you're into that sort of thing. This book does have a lot of dark themes, like divorce and suicide, amongst others. There's also a lot of swearing, so if you're not into either of those things, I would recommend skipping this one and maybe coming back to it some other day.